Imagine you have 10 apples. Today, they cost $10. Tomorrow, the same 10 apples cost $12. The day after, they cost $15. Why does this happen? This is inflation, the invisible force slowly eroding the value of your money, the unseen tax everyone pays daily. And today, in this video, we're going to break down the shocking truth behind inflation using something everyone understands: apples. By the end, you'll see why this simple fruit holds the key to understanding a complex economic phenomenon and how your hard-earned dollars are silently losing value every day. We'll explore causes, effects, real-world examples, global impacts, and most importantly, practical steps you can take to protect yourself. Let's dive in. Inflation is the rate at which the prices of goods and services rise over time, decreasing the purchasing power of your money. Imagine buying 10 apples for $10 last week, and today they cost $12. That extra $2 may not seem like much, but if this pattern repeats across hundreds of products, suddenly your money doesn't stretch as far. Inflation is essentially a measure of how much more you have to pay for the same items over time. Economists call this the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. Visualize a basket of apples gradually increasing in price. Each day, week, and month, that basket costs more, slowly eating away at the value of your dollar. Inflation is not random. It happens due to three primary causes. First, demand pull inflation occurs when more people want goods than are available. Imagine suddenly a rush to buy apples in your town. If supply remains the same, sellers raise prices, a simple principle of supply and demand. Second, cost-push inflation happens when the cost to produce goods increases. For example, apple farms face higher labor costs, or fuel prices increase shipping costs. Those added costs are passed to consumers. Third, monetary inflation occurs when central banks print more money. More dollars chasing the same number of apples. Prices rise. This is why understanding central bank policies is crucial. Inflation directly impacts your daily life. That $10 basket of apples becomes $12 in weeks. Rent, groceries, and services all experience similar increases. Your savings account loses value unless it earns more than inflation. Think of inflation as a silent thief stealing from your wallet, one apple at a time. Inflation isn't just local, it's global. Countries experience it differently. Some face hyperinflation, where everyday items can cost hundreds times more within months. Apples might cost $1 in one country and $100 in another within the same year. Global supply chains, currency devaluation, and political instability all play roles. Several factors have accelerated inflation recently. Post-COVID supply chain issues delayed goods. Rising energy costs increased production expenses. Consumer demand has spiked unpredictably. Central bank policies, especially quantitative easing and low interest rates, have flooded economies with more money than goods. You don't have to be powerless. Protect yourself with high-interest savings accounts, inflation-linked bonds, or diversified investments like stocks, commodities, and gold. Your goal is to ensure your money grows at or above the rate of inflation, keeping your purchasing power intact. Many think inflation is always bad. Moderate inflation is normal and healthy for economic growth. Prices rising doesn't always mean a weak economy. If wages don't rise as fast as prices, inflation feels worse. Understanding context is key. Historically, apples were cheap. In 1913, one apple cost $0.05. Today, it costs around $1. Some countries have experienced massive spikes. Imagine apples doubling in price in 1 year. This analogy illustrates inflation's real-world effects clearly. Inflation impacts every dollar you spend, from apples to rent. Understanding it empowers you to protect your wealth. Subscribe to learn more shocking economic truths explained simply. Realistic apple graphics with price tags, infographics with CPI charts and global inflation maps, minimal cartoon elements, professional, data-driven, hook in the first 10 seconds to maximize CTR, 18,000 plus words worth of voiceover and segment scripts ready for production.